Alright, so here we are in Canyon. I have the spawn points highlighted already. One of the things you need to do for this game now, especially with the new updates, the different weapons, things changing so quickly, is you need to coordinate more between squads than you do chasing the meta and the new weapons. Because it's the teamwork that's going to make a bigger. This map, despite being so open, you only want one long range support and two knife fighters and three mid range support. Um, Obviously, the hardest fight is going to be the center beacon. No matter what spawn point you come from, you need to hit that first, and it's going to be a race to get here. This center barrier is going to be a love-hate relationship, depending on where your spawn point is. If you have a spawn point here, or here, that one, you're going to take lots of incoming fire, and especially if your spawn point is here, that means red is going to spawn at this one, and they will be able to pick you off all day long. Especially you'll have guys here and here where they can peek out and then come right back. Same with this one here. Spawn points here and here, you'll be able to use that center barrier as a shield. You don't have to worry so much about sniper fire, so much as you need your mid-range bots to keep the reds from peeking around here. Alright, so let's talk long-range support. Long-range supports can be your Trebs, your Tempest, your Disco Leos, you know, your Flux Furies, all of those. You're gonna have a raised area here, and your position can be back here. If this is your spawn point, you have this area and this area that rises up, so you'll be standing back here. And if you spawn here, you'll still be back in this area, but more here than here. You want to constantly move and aim for your mid-range bots that are going to be here, and if the opportunity presents itself, aiming for their long-range support there. Alright, now for your mid-range support. These are going to be your Zeus, Dragoons, Russian Death Buttons, Hydras, Tulumbas, and even some of the better players that are able to use the Disco Leos, and even some of the Molots and the Punishers. Your area is going to be here. depending on the spawn point. Sometimes even back in this area. Yeah, it seems kind of open, but these risers here, here, and here, when played off center, give a pretty wide barrier, because you'll have to constantly play the line of sight. So you have a clean shot here, and of course here. But what happens is when you're gonna have this alleyway here to about there, where you can play, and because of the staggered setup, you won't be able to get a clean shot. It's not a big barrier by any means, but it does let you get closer, especially for your punishers or those able to manage your distance really well with the Terrans and the Ember. With your 600-meter weapons, it's great to hide out here, here, even back here, using these barriers. Alright, last but not least, your knife fighters. These are going to be your Ancelots. Some of you that still play the Rhino with the new updates, these older bots are going to be able to make a huge difference on the field. Quick skirmishers, like your Scourge Kumihos, Terran Kumihos, Striders, Heichis, even some of the better Spectre players will do good here, using that as a shield. If your spawn point is here, you're going to want to hide out here. Sometimes when you're using this spawn point, it's going to be a back and forth exchange on that center beacon, because you're so open to incoming fire here, right? So if you start to take incoming fire, back up and see if you can take cover here, here, really hug here, or even back here. A lot of times, once they see you start to back up, their knife fighters, their mid-range support, will try and steal the beacon coming in from here. Let's switch that color here. This guy will come out, this guy will come here, and all they'll be doing is exposing themselves to your long-range support here and all of your mid-range support. And once these guys get shot up, if you manage to retreat here and here, you just simply come back, retake the beacon.